Welcome to the Ghost Radio Station. This channel will share with you various horror and ghost stories and real paranormal activities or incidents and mysteries from around the world. So, please don't forget to subscribe to get regular story updates. But every time I mentioned, there is no scientific evidence to support the existence of ghosts. So it is up to each person to believe in ghost stories or not. So, I am starting the story now. Me and my few friends decided to go on an adventure one night. It was around 12 AM when we left. And it's about a half-hour drive out of town to this cemetery. So, we all packed up the car with our equipment and headed out. As we got to the cemetery, we were greeted with a gate that closed off the entrance, so we had to go on foot the rest of the way. As we got out of the car, we started hearing noises almost immediately. We noticed it sounded like someone hitting a branch on a tree, and as we listened it was 3 hits every few minutes. So, we decided to call out to see if anyone was there, and so to no surprise, no one answered. Now let me mind you, the cemetery is in the middle of nowhere. And as we started walking in past the cemetery gate, we noticed that we all smelled something rotten, the smell of sulfur. We continued to walk in ignoring the smell, and as we got further into the cemetery, we heard the sound of native drums off in the distance. Now this cemetery is on an island with one way in and one way out. So, there's no way anyone could be there. It is a remote area with no one around for miles. As we got to the end of the cemetery, we noticed a statue with no head and no hands. The rumors of this statue are: firstly, if you stand in front of the statue with your back turned towards it, you will feel a hand touch you. Secondly, if you walk around the statue backwards 3 times with your eyes closed and end up facing the statue, you will see her eyes bleed. And so, we ended up trying our backs turned towards the statue. Nothing for the first few minutes, and I felt a tug on my sweater, so I jumped and panicked a little bit. We did try the second one and nothing happened. So we stayed for a little while and ended up hearing strange noises some more as a rope was heard swinging from a tree, but couldn't find the source of the noise. We brought out the spirit box next. We turned on the box and asked it a few questions and got a few responses, and I could have sworn I heard my name come out of the box. So when we asked it if whatever was there knew my name, we got an intelligent response. It says my name clear as day. Asked it if whatever was there, if it knew any of my other friends' names, and it said their names clear as day. So anyways, as we walked out we started to smell the disgusting sulfur smell again. And as we got to the car, this was about 2:30 AM at this point. When we made it to the car, we stayed in the car for a little bit to see if we could see or hear anything else before we left. We just so happened to look down the long dark road that lead ahead and noticed there was something standing in the road. At this point, we had all our lights and equipment battery replenished, so no lights on at all. We continued to look at whatever this figure was down the road, and noticed it had bright glowing orange eyes and was about 6 to 7 feet tall. If it stood up, this figure, whatever it was, walked disorientated and was walking towards us. So we got super spooked by whatever this thing was that was watching us. So we hopped in the car as quickly as we could and turned on the lights as quickly as possible. As we're in the car, we all look at each other as the sign to get the hell out of here. As I start the car won't turn over. We were stuck there until the morning with no cell service and no way to call a town. So, as we all sat in the car terrified all night, we waited until morning to walk to the end of the road to get service and call the town. This is the first time I've ever encountered something like this, and we always have such a hard time coming back to that cemetery. We don't know what we saw that day, but we've never spoken about it again since.